weeping. I had made a decision, and I decided instead of running from God and from my problem, I would run to Him. And that's what I did. And that was a huge defining moment in my life. See, up till then, I called myself a Christian. But from that point on, I started acting like one. I started moving into that. Okay, another defining moment, a lot of you guys know about it. It was just 7 or 8 months ago when I was put in and had an opportunity to confess things that I had been holding on to my whole life. And I shared this with you. Stuff that goes back 40 plus years. Sins I was still committing but hiding from you guys. And I had an opportunity. And I spoke it out. And I confessed it out of my mouth to some brothers around me. And there was a great healing that went on. But that was a defining moment for me. It really was. Those are moments that have marked my life and changed me forever. They really have. I'm still living out those moments that went on. And right now, as a couple weeks ago, there was another defining moment, an opportunity. See, let me give you a little background. I am divorced now. I have 3 kids. A couple of them are living with me, and I have a daughter whose mom is her best friend, and so they share a lot. And so when my daughter's frustrated, she calls her mom. Okay? When she's frustrated at Dad, she calls her mom. And I don't know if Rhonda's just storing that stuff up, you know. But and the incident was like this. I had my heat pump go out, so I was telling the kids, I don't know what this is going to cost, but I got to take out of my savings, and some of the money I put aside for you guys for a car, you know, I might have to pull back on that for a while. All right, so that bothered her. That very day, she had gotten her license, and she was in a bad mood, and we didn't get along very well. So her big deal was she wanted to be able to take the car, go to Starbucks, get a coffee her first day with a license, but I wouldn't let her. I mean, it was just, I don't know where she was at. She was 16 being 35, I guess. So she calls her mom. Well, I get this text. Okay? Text reads, Steve, I'm filing with the courts. I'm going to get custody of both kids. You're going to pay child support. This is just for your information. If things don't change, this is what's happening. Rhonda. Okay? My first thought was panic. Okay? It's like, all right, I'm familiar with the force of Rhonda in my life, okay? And there is some fear with that. I mean, she's very strong-headed. She's moving forward. I just went through this with my oldest son this summer. I know if she says she wants to do something, she's going to pull forward in that. So there was a lot of fear going on in me. And next day she kept calling me, and I thought, well, I just won't answer it. You know, that solves a lot of problems, doesn't it? And then the message were like, you know what? I'm going to come to town. If you don't answer me now, I'm going to file these papers. So I thought, okay, this was Tuesday when I got the email. Wednesday is when I talked to her. Actually, it was on the way to church. It was First Wednesday. And she says, you know what? You're not providing for your kids. I have to come down here. That's the last straw. I'm taking those kids. I'm getting child support. You are going to pay. Now that anxiety pushed a button when she said, I don't provide. That made me mad. I was angry. And I'm like, what do you mean I don't provide? Who do you think's been taking care of these kids all these years? You? That wasn't you, it's been me. I'm the one that's been taking care of them. I'm the one that's been buying them clothes and helping them through school. I'm the one that's been paying for their sports events and attending these events. I'm the one when they're sick, they come to me because you don't want to catch a cold. I'm the one that sees them to the doctors. I'm the one that pays the bill. You're saying I'm not providing? And there's a few more thoughts that went across my head too. Who do you think you are? You know, you're the one who moved away. You're the one who doesn't know how to handle things. You're the one, you know. So this anger started building up in me. So it's First Wednesday. I get to church, right? And David's up there. Kuntz is talking. And I'm trying to listen to what he's saying. All of a sudden this anxiety starts hitting me. And I'm trying to focus on him. But I'm thinking, what's this going to cost me now? Man, what's this going to do to the kids? This is going to uproot everything. What's this going to do to my life? What's this going to do to everything that's going on right now? I just bought a house. She gets child support. Am I going to be able to afford this? Do I need to get a second job? Are the kids going to have to go to court and get in the middle of all this? So, I mean, my mind is way out there. And I couldn't stop it. I couldn't focus in on what day. I'm sure it was some good stuff. But there was a moment there. Whenever we go through this, whenever I go through this, I need to find something in here to connect to. Okay? Just so happened, Woody spoke on this a couple of Sundays ago. And actually, it was about what do we do when things happen in our life? Where's God when things happen in our life? Okay? So let me share this. It's Psalm 13, and I believe the background of this, David is in a cave, and I believe it's the time that the Philistines are after him. That's what I read in the commentaries. He seemed to spend a lot of time in caves. But here's what he said. How long, O Lord, will you forget me? Forever? How long will you hide your face from me? And I'm thinking, God, don't you see what's going on down here? Can't you see what Rhonda's doing? Are you watching? Have you turned your back on me? I cannot believe after all these years. You know, I've worked very hard to make peace with Rhonda, and it seems at the blink of an eye, this is what happens. How long must I wrestle with my thoughts and every day have sorrow in my heart? Man, I could not contain my mind for a moment to listen to what David was saying at church. All that anxiety and everything. Now, a lot of this is like what Woody says, it's the thing behind the thing. You know, as much as it was Rhonda that made me angry, Rhonda that causes panic in me, and this fear and anxiety, it's the thing behind it. It was how I was responding to this whole thing. How long must I wrestle? How long will my enemy triumph over me? Now, I really don't want to look at Rhonda as my enemy, but it's hard. I think as though I am her enemy. I think, you know, there is pain in her life that she hasn't gotten over because it seemed to be going fine. Then my daughter shares a few things with her, and this is the result of it. Look on me and answer me, O Lord God. Give me light. Give light to my eyes, or I will sleep in death. My enemy will say, I have overcome him, and my foes will rejoice and fall. Give me light, or I will die. Show me something. The weight of all this is too much. It really is. You ever been in those situations, something going on in your life? I mean, I know you have. I know a lot of you guys. I know what you're going through right now. I know that what you're dealing with, whether it's parents or your kids or your spouse. There are things that go on in our lives, and we need to see something from God because it is overwhelming. But something happens here. You see, God even says, in this world you will have trouble. All right, it's not a question of, you know, you become a Christian and everything's good. All right, it doesn't work that. Excuse me, it doesn't work that way. It says you will